I'm disgusted. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to say this is guilty until proven innocent. So this has been a long, long journey. A lot of people involved. I had settlement benefits that were taken away from me. I had a state court case that was moved to federal court case from the same attorney. And it sat there for about an hour. I'm sorry, a year. After that year of time, but simultaneously, there was an arrest of theft of property, of the same insured property. It was commenced by the same attorneys who drafted an online citizen report involving this deed narrative and this sale narrative. So essentially what happened is it got reversed. APD suppressed my police report and advanced their police report, right? So they ended up with theft of property, the same property that's owner occupied, okay? They would go on through these different agencies and commit this narrative that, oh, we sold this house to these people, we won't give them their money back. Now, mind you, we never met them. So we didn't have a legal authority to give them back anything. There was a transaction involved. We've never disputed that. The transaction was to be a refinance. Then they later came, changed the narrative, gave us a title claim number, and said, after the filing of a bankruptcy, y'all sold the house. So another attorney filed what's called acquired the title to the same property. So I'm like, okay, all right. That goes simultaneously at the same time. So you got the bankruptcy moving, you got the criminal case moving for theft of property, and now you have the acquired the title. The attorneys who filed that are Fidelity National Title Insurance, also I think Fidelity Investments. They are also the underwriters for the title policy insurance. Because, you know, when you buy a house, you got title insurance, right? They switched the narrative around. Eventually, they dismissed my partner's claim for theft of property because it's a homestead. Travis Central Appraisal District goes back and forth changing the ownership narrative when the bankruptcies are filed, because we're trying to get away from these people. So we're doing what the law says we can do to protect ourselves, but they're switching roles, they're switching courtrooms, they're switching judges, and they're using orders, okay? The latest is that one judge would get, one attorney would get an order. Now, mind you, we've never been to court. Had never been to court. So one judge would get, one attorney would get an order. Then another attorney would go and say, well, my order's pursuant to that order. And then they would get another order up until they got a summary judgment. They got a summary judgment based off of another order on a court date that we didn't even attend, that quieted the title, gave possession in a writ that said it is subject to severance. Okay? I file an appeal because they're enforcing the entire time. And I'm like, I've never seen a summary judgment like that. But my stuff is disappearing. Okay? My cars are being repossessed. Now, mind you, there's supposed to be a stay. And there's an appeal. But you got other attorneys filing these different pleadings. Although it is stated that the attorney who files the pleading is supposed to be the one that argues the pleading. So you got Jonathan Cunningham. He files a motion to appear, and he takes over. He's not the attorney that filed the original motion for summary judgment. So for, oh gosh, another year, and all these pleadings, they quashed the appearance of Travis Central Appraisal District. They quashed the appearance of Daniel Leonard. Now, he's supposed to be the plaintiff, but they quashed his appearance. So the courts quashed the very same motions that would defeat the motion for summary judgment. A, the truth about these deeds. B, the original deed. And C, the records and how they're being recorded. And D, how the sale ever took place. Because the transcript says that The house was flipped online through a wholesale company called New Western. Duh, we wasn't there. We didn't sell the house. But they were able to continue through these court systems, and nobody listened. One, because you got a criminal case pending against you. And normally when people say, I'm innocent, it's not always the truth. But they wouldn't even listen. And then, police oversight, they covered up, it's a duplicate case, da-da-da-da. Even when I had proof that, hey, this warrant is a little different and the affidavit is also a little different. So the very people that are over the oversight are the same people that help do the cover-up, okay? Same thing with the city of Austin. I've gone back to them numerous times, spoke at their events, spoke at their public speaking. Never heard anything from them, okay? Recently, my attorney filed a motion to suppress. Now saying, you know what? The magistrate used information. By the way, it was a Austin Police Department magistrate judge that took the officer's statement and affidavit is completely opposite. Oh, let's not forget. You know I was indicted, right? That part. That's why I titled this video, Guilty to Proven Innocent. Texas is something else. I've never gone through so much. You had insurance benefits that were already taken. You have an arrest that was already taken. Then, as if that's not enough, they go back to the court and try to take the house. The summary judgment awards these people the house. And I got one more for you. To entities that are not even eligible to do business in Texas. I said it. Texas Capital LLC hasn't been active since 2010. So how do I have deeds with their name on it and a summary judgment with their name on it with another entity in the same judgment order that gives the property to another company? Yeah, I'll be back because this ain't enough for just one video. But before I go, I want you to take a look down at the bottom, and I want you to see this order, and I'm going to explain it. It's a clerk-generated order, judgment. It's blank. This is the order that Patrick Kemp used to divert over, I don't even know the final amount, $200,000 of my settlement money and my partner's settlement money from our total loss insurance claim into his Siegel McCambridge Singer Mahoney Ltd trust account. He used this order. It's a clerk order. Now, he references a judge's signed order, but the order is a clerk order. It does not adjudicate the claim. It does not give authority for him to touch the claim or the money. Matter of fact, it's a sanction order. So he crafty uses the sanction order last minute and runs to the judge and say, they did this. I don't even think the subpoena that they used was true. And she said, I got her arrested. She said, I took her Tahoe. You did. And he changes it all around. He changes it all around. He appears in the bankruptcy and they argue, oh, well, the corporation can't defend themselves because they're a corporation. Corporation didn't file bankruptcy. But you got a 2020 Tahoe that's gone that I owe less than $15,000 on because it was a lease purchase. That I had over $35,000 of equity in. So even if there was a bankruptcy, where's my equity at? Come on. I gotta go, y'all. I just want you to take a look at these orders.